I remember about a year ago, I created a topic in which I discussed something about how long a wait time is considered acceptable. This past week, people have been really extra about lines, and I thought that I would ramble about this because I'm not sure that I have ranted about this quite the way that it's in my mind right now. People come up to retail places, and it's almost like you forget that you're not alone in this world and that there is such thing as peak times, meaning that there are times in the day in which you can expect for there to be traffic and for there to be foot traffic at stores as well. And this past week, I keep referring people to the adequate places for them to take care of things. And then they'll look and there's a line of maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 people. And they're like, so I actually gotta wait on that line? Yes? Like, you're telling me that in your entire time alive, you have never experienced a waiting line, standing on line and waiting. Is it because you're physically incapable of resisting waiting indefinitely? I don't know, try working 8 hours on your feet like I do. You mean to tell me that you have never gone to the DMV? That line can usually wrap around the sidewalk outside around the building. It can be up to a 40-minute wait to a 2-hour wait. You mean to tell me you have never done that before? So I think that what's happening is that people are having such an easy time placing orders online, which I admit I do this, but you know why I do this? Because I'm actually a hell of a good fucking time manager. I will place an order for food ahead. I take into account how long it takes me to prepare to be on my way out, and how long it takes me to drive over there, how long it might take me to walk through the parking lot, and how long it might take me to make it to the building, through the building, and wait to collect my food. If I really mind waiting that much at all or in a particular day, then that's what I do. But if something like that is out of my control, if I cannot schedule something ahead, then what I do is I don't leave in a hurry. And if I show up to a place and I'm a little bit time constricted, you know what I do? I survey the situation. I examine the time. And if it's not a good time, what I do is I leave and I come back whenever is a better time. But you all act like if something doesn't get addressed right there and then, that it's the absolute end of the world. And to me, that sounds like a made up modern problem, an invented problem, like the topic I was discussing the other day. It's just crazy to me that people are willing to bully you into submission, which you guys know that I'm already someone who does not submit anyway, and it's impossible to dominate me. You're trying to be intimidating and all that shit, and in the end, you don't get the result that you were bullying people for anyway. And today, an example of that is we have this goddamn sale. Very clear, very evident, very descriptive sign. And then someone is at self-checkout, scanning an item, expecting for that BOGO promotion to apply to what they're scanning. And then I explain to this old lady who's a regular, this was the extra shocking part, that hey, it's only select varieties, meaning select brands. So if you don't see the name of this brand on this sign, which by the way, the item that you have on your hand is nowhere to be found on this sign, then no, the BOGO promotion does not apply. And she was like, is there a manager who can do something about that? And I'm like, sure. I summoned my manager, and you know what my manager said? Almost verbatim what I said. And this was the worst part. This lady literally changed her tone, her approach around the manager when she realized that she was wrong. And she even said, oh yeah, that's what she said. Oh yeah, that's what she was saying, that only specific brands were part of the promo, but not all. And then in my mind, I was like, yeah, it's almost like you could have figured that out if you would have recurred to your power of reading. And then she ended up saying, maybe I just did not read the sign well. Oh, you think. You think. But as opposed to accepting that A, you're a moron, and B, you want me to do that work for you, which is reading, and C, accepting that there's just something wrong with you, you try to play it like it's a joke, like, oh yeah, like, oh yeah, yeah, that's my fault then. Well, it's just that it feels misleading. No, it isn't misleading. The problem here is that you want for the rule of the BOGO to apply to everything. But it only said select varieties, select options, limited opportunities there. But no, you want for one thing to apply to everything. If we have a sale on apples, one kind of apples, you want for all of the apples to be on sale. No! So yeah, you guys, that's the kind of shit I was dealing with. And what makes me sad is that the summertime is supposed to be the season when we chill and we have a better time. It was rough. The beginning of fall is supposed to not be this difficult either. But no, I'm thinking, damn, the holidays are approaching, and you mean to tell me that what we just saw, what we just went through, is going to get worse? Damn! It's also sad that I be online and I hear people talking about how they miss the way that service was performed back in the day. And there's a part of me that's like, hell yeah, let everything become automated, because you don't even respect the person who's serving you, and you want to be served, but for other instances, you want to be autonomous. But when you can't handle it, what do you want? A fucking person to serve you. So just make a determination. What do you value the most? Do you value your individual capacity, which evidently you cannot rely on? Or do you just want to like slow down, take a breath, be respectful, and behave like the educated individual that you're supposed to be, the decent member of society that you're expected to be, and then maybe everything will be fine. Maybe everything will be all right. But that's what I'm hating about this. I sincerely like my job. Like, I don't have a problem with working, like the physical demand, the physical element of working. I'm not lazy. I don't have any problem physically getting on the move. To me, moving is not a burden. Even heavy shit is not a burden for me. What is a burden is the people and the way that people behave, manifest, and treat me. But even more especially is when you come to customer service to try to perform a goddamn return, you don't bring your receipt. I am trying to pull up your transaction, and I'm telling you that the card that you're using is not registered, and you try to argue with me that the card that you're using is it, when the machine is literally telling me 0 transactions found, meaning this card has never been processed in our system. And you try a different card, and that card had a record of transactions. And then I keep asking you for it because that's the only way I can pull up transactions. You're like, well, you're not going to find that there because what I've been trying to tell you is that it's not on that card and it's on this card. And I'm like, shut your old ass up and listen to me. That computer has no way of fucking up the fact that it says 0 transactions found. Just listen to me. At this point, you're the one who's not listening to me. When you're not listening to me, I stop listening to you, because we're not going to get anywhere. So at that point, what I do is I pass it along to a supervisor so that they can use their authority and power and discretion to processing things. Because if you leave it up to me, I know how to say no. To me, the word no means no. N-O, no. The denial of something. It doesn't mean fuck. It doesn't mean disregard. It doesn't mean no, I will insist until it happens. N-O, no, not taking place. period. Because of that, that's why I just leave it up to somebody else, because if the rules are going to be broken, I want somebody else to be the one doing that, because I don't want to risk getting to a point to where I bring that behavior outside of there. I'm good about dividing myself, like, okay, this is my work mind, this is my personal life mind, this is my relationship mind, daughter mind, sister mind, so on and so forth, friend mind. But at some point, there are certain habits that, because it goes against who I am in my core being, then I'm scared that I may develop a habit that is going to end up sneaking into my personal life. To elaborate on that, you guys ever meet somebody who's like, okay, they were perfectly fine, they were a great funny person until they got that fucking job, now they don't have a life, now they don't have a soul, now they're miserable, now they're not funny, it's like they're dying, rotting while alive. Well, I don't want for that to start happening to me. And I feel like if I start submitting myself to the bullies who I encounter at work, then maybe in my personal life, I will start to show tendencies of being bullied into submission. And I wasn't raised to be like that. I wasn't born to be that. I feel if my job is going to conflict with that, I will recur to the method that I know will let me work around that. And in that case is to pass it on to someone else. But yeah, you guys, it sucks. And honestly, I know that this is an experience that's not limited to just my job. It sucks that everybody is going through this. And the other day, I feel like I shared with you guys, I was visiting someone at a hospital, and I will never forget how there were people just talking down to the staff there. And I'm like, these people are literally working on keeping you alive. You do not need to be pressuring them, asking them, demanding shit from them, like answers and shit. It's like, let this person gather themselves, collect themselves, because I got news for you. There is thousands of other people in that clinic. So they may not be just right off the bat ready to interact with you. Just let someone take a minute to gather their thoughts and address you when they're ready. But if you keep pushing them and pushing them and pushing them, when I see someone kind of staring into the horizon, I know what they're doing. They're thinking about things. I would rather give the person time to process my request, to give me the best quality answer, than I keep pushing and pushing and prying, and then this person gives me a shit answer because they want to be done with me. They want to get rid of me. Why do you fail to consider that? So, those attitudes, the disrespect, the disregard, I don't know where you all get this behavior of conflict. It's almost like you guys are craving for action. Is that what you want? Is there like nothing exciting, nothing fun going on in your life? No one that you look forward to seeing, nothing that you look forward to eating, or a hobby that you look forward to going to? Like, what the fuck happened to you in your life to get to that point? That's what I want to find out, because I don't want to get to that point. As soon as I start identifying symptoms, I want to be like, oh shit, this is how people end up being fucking Karens. Let me make sure I get that shit addressed. I want to have control of that, as opposed to getting old and trying to act like a victim of my own wounds that are self-inflicted. See what I mean? So anyways, you guys, I thought I would share that. Today's shift sucked, but I'm honestly not mad at all at anybody in my squad. I'm just upset at how much demand there is, but how little support I'm getting. And it also sucks that you, as a representative in that place who's present and consistent, eventually people get to know who you are. And like I was mentioning before, I'm not sure if I got to tell this story yet, but it's like people know who you are and they act like only you have the solution to their inquiry. And it's so stupid. All of us are qualified, but just because I may do it a little faster than others doesn't mean that the outcome is going to be any different. Just learn to respect people, learn to respect time, Learn to respect that you're not going to get in and out everywhere. And I think that placing orders online, because you don't have to wait at a line online, say to check out, then I think that people want to walk into places now and expect the same, that you can push a button, submit the order, your card gets charged, and boom, thank you for shopping with us. It doesn't happen like that. And I think that sometimes you do have to wait in some kind of queue online. I think it's when you're buying a concert ticket or something. Maybe they have like a countdown of at what time they go live for you to buy something. So maybe that's also where the behavior is coming from. I don't know. I don't care. I just want you people to stop acting stupid. So there you guys have it. That's my story for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon.